7 myths about women you should stop believing. There are many misconceptions but widely spread around female sexuality. Knocking down cliché ideas about gender stereotypes is very important. And when it comes to sexuality, there are many clichés that are repeated without even analyzing them. Especially around female sexuality, there are several misconceptions that are considered true by many, and that prevent them from living sex freely and fully. These are some of those myths about women and sex that everyone should stop believing. 1. Women do not want to have as much sex as men. This is perhaps the most common and least true myth. According to popular belief, men tend, by nature, to want to have more sex than women. That baseless belief is sometimes used to justify abuses. In fact, after numerous studies on the subject, the only conclusion has been reached that it is impossible to generalize about it. Sometimes the results show that women have more desire and sometimes men. In reality, the desire to have sex varies according to each person, beyond their gender. 2. During menstruation, it is not advisable to have sex. Sex during menstruation is in many cases seen as a taboo, but in reality, there is nothing wrong with it. If there are women who feel uncomfortable about it, it has to do more with a psychological issue than for a physical reason. In fact, having sex during menstruation has some advantages. The sexual energy of the woman in her period is stronger, and menstruation helps lubricate the vaginal area more easily. In addition, the erogenous zones tend to be more sensitive, so that greater pleasure can be achieved. If you are worried about clutter, you can protect the sheets with towels, have sex in the shower, or what the couple finds comfortable and sensual. 3. Women find it hard to get excited and reach orgasm. There is a tendency to believe that women have greater difficulty in becoming aroused than men, and that this is also why it is more difficult for them to reach orgasms. But in reality, it is demonstrated that both sexes take more or less the same in arousing themselves. For example, a study by McGill University found that looking at pornography, men and women take 10 minutes to be excited. In fact, if women arrive less at orgasms than men, it is due to lack of correct stimulation on the part of men. 4. Women do not masturbate. Another mistake. According to different studies, at least 92% of women have ever masturbated. Yes, it is true that, at least according to the research carried out, the number of times is a little less than men, 3 times a week women, more than 5 times a week men. But women are as capable and enjoy as much as men to give themselves pleasure. 5. Women's libido decreases with age. Many studies agree that sex gets better as the years go by, and not the other way around. According to a study by the University of Texas, for example, 40-year-old women have sexual impulses much higher than those of 20. In addition, other studies say that at 40 women have more powerful orgasms, and greater ease to reach multi-orgasms. 6. Orgasms make women fall in love. Another widespread myth is that women tend to get emotionally involved with their sexual partners more than men. That is, a woman who reaches orgasms with a man will tend to fall in love with him, and not the other way around. The reality is that during sex, oxytocin is released in both men and women. This is called the love hormone because it influences falling in love. But, on the one hand, it is liberated in both sexes, so it should not influence women more than men. On the other hand, there is no conclusive evidence that the release of the hormone itself causes infatuation, but it is one more within a number of factors. 7. Women are not stimulated visually. On the contrary, women respond better to visual stimuli than men. But of course, as with many other things, they do not say so much. It is, once again, a belief based on the repression of women towards the things they like and make them feel eroticized. Leaving aside these myths is essential to fully live sexuality. To learn more about 7 myths about women you should stop believing, download my book free by clicking the book image on the right or the link in the description below, and please subscribe to this channel and share this video.